Well, it seems that the system don't want to deal with the problem, obviously the grooming gangs, and the bigger problem is the far right talking about it. And also, while they're there, they want to bring back non-hate speech complaints. So basically, if you say something that's upset somebody, right, that isn't against the law, then that Karen or Keith can actually ring up the police, and that will be put on your record that you've done something like that. And so if you went into a job where you needed to have a further personal check, that might show up on your job application or when they do the search, and could go against you actually getting the job. So that's the cancel culture thing. But to say that people, or the only people that are interested in pointing out that there is a rape culture, a rape epidemic within Islam, because that's what they're saying. I mean, I'm not going to pussyfoot around, right? It's not exactly wrong when just in one city alone there's over 1,000 girls come forward and said they've been sexually interfered with in one way or another, right? That's the ones that have actually come forward and been recorded. Because if you remember, the police would put a lot of pressure on people to shut up back in the day. Now, this has gone on for 40 years. And then when you think about the percentage of the population in that city or town that was Muslim, and then you look at how many girls were raped. Now, what I want to know is, how many Muslims rape Muslim women? I mean, I'm not talking about the men that are in a relationship already that just do what the hell they like. I'm talking about stranger to stranger. So a stranger, a Muslim stranger to another Muslim, or a male to a female. How many of them do that? And I think you'll find it's either none or maybe one. That one's bad, by the way. But yes, they predominantly single out white women and Sikh girls because they don't like the Sikh girls either. And we should remember that, by the way. You know, it's not just the white girls that are getting victimised here, it's the Sikh girls as well. Anyway, I digress. So they think that the best thing that they can do actually is just go after the people now who are talking about this, because obviously we are inciting violence. That is, they know that, and they've gone out their way to cover it up because they know that eventually the population will hear about it and lose their shit. And I'm surprised they haven't already. So the best thing to do is do nothing, because we don't want to be looking like we're racists or Islamophobes, as if that is even a thing. I mean, it's not an irrational fear, it's a due sense of fucking dread. I mean, the fact that Islam wants to take over is awful, and the fact that Islam for the last 40 years has taken the piss out of our kindness, our generosity, our country and all the rest of it, not all, but some, right, and has done whatever it wanted with our kids and thought it could get away with it. The fact that Islam is more predominantly going to do some heinous act in the name of halal, right, because it thinks it pleases him. Mind you, if you have read the book, you'll realise there's a lot of verses in there that do tell people to do that kind of stuff. So there it is. However, yeah. So if you're one of these people that are trying to point out the fact that Islam has become a problem and will do what it wants, they're going to look at you as far right and you're the problem. It's almost as if that these non-tax-paying on a lot of their stuff rich individuals hate their own kind. Just imagine that. Also, it's almost as if that when governments have come along and tried to make some sort of change, that the system behind all that implements these changes has gone out of his way to resist all of these changes because it has an agenda, political or otherwise, right? And this is the problem we've got. It's not just the government that hate us. We've got the civil service, right? We've got other organisations, the police, okay? Now, the police do what they're told by the government or the officers within the government. We're going to go hard on this, or we're going to go soft on that, or we're going to cover up this. We're fucked. What we actually need, now, I know a lot of you already understand that Donald Trump is part of the system, right? But the very fact that he's going to enact a lot of these changes is a good thing in itself. Why he's doing it is a debate for, or a topic for something else. Is he trying to stir up the left-right thing? Quite possibly, right? Anyway, I'm in a quarry at the moment. They've all got air horns, bless their little hearts. We could do with somebody who will actually implement a load of laws that make sense and get rid, repeal, do whatever you want to call it, right? All these ridiculous laws about hate speech, about, you know, because we've got the freedom of expression. What the fuck is that? What we need is, like they have their amendment over there, which is freedom of speech. And if you don't like what I say, well, fucking man up. It's your soft cunt problem, not mine. So, but we also need a load of this other stuff, like this gender bollocks, just kicked into the long grass. Stop appealing to a very small population of the planet that basically irritates the gays and some of the trans, by the way, because I've spoken to trans people that just want to be left the fuck alone. They don't want to be political. They don't want you to know that they're trans. They just want to be left alone to live the way they do. Now, if you want to be like that, fine, crack on. But if you're one of these that wants to make your hair blue and do all that crazy shit, then fuck off. Anyway, I'm going to get off because this bloke's going to come and talk to me now.